Hey folks, Nas here. Another episode of Medieval Dynasty in our Season 5. So in our last episode, we had the boy quest where my son Lambert wanted me to take him out hunting, and we went out and hunted a few boar, and I showed him the ropes, so to say. At least he watched me do it. But it looks like he has another quest for me, which I don't think that there's a continuation of the boy quest that has come out yet. I haven't seen any announcements or anything like that, at least since recording the last episode. So let's see what little Lambert's got for us. What do you want now, son?
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. Interesting. Alrighty, let's see. Can I help you with something? Mister. Why do you keep calling me Mister? I'm Dad. Let's see. Mister, can I ask you something? What is it, child? I wanted to play pretend to be an adult, but I don't have required items and my parents won't let me have them. It won't give them to me. Well, son, that's because you don't need to play with sharp objects. Let's see. So I thought maybe you could help me. I can't give you anything, but I can ask all of my friends to spread good word about you. Well, I hope your friends are spreading good words about me. I'm your father. All right, let's see. Number one, I'll bring you what you want, but you have to promise me not to do anything stupid. Or number two, sorry, but I have more important things to do than be an errand boy for a child. Well, obviously, we can go ahead and do the number one, but Lambert, you can't. You got to promise me that you won't do anything stupid because Mom will get mad. Let's see what little Lambert wants us to get him. Just like Papa. Let's see. Oh, he just wants a wooden hammer. All right, son. Well, you don't smash a finger. Do I have anything on me to make a wooden hammer? No. I need a log and 10 sticks. All right, let me go grab a log and 10 sticks and make him a wooden hammer real quick. Alrighty, log and 10 sticks, and let's craft that hammer up and head back to Lambert. Is he going to still be waiting outside for us? Look at there, he's standing in the same spot I left him. Hey, you could have followed me over to the resource storage, son, and I'd have gotten that hammer for you. But regardless, I brought it back to you. Hello, mister. You are back. Be nice if you call me Dad sometimes. Let's see. Yes, but remember what I said. You first you must promise me to watch out and don't do anything dangerous. Yes, I promise. Can I start playing now? Yes, here you go. Take care and remember what you said about your friends because I'm your dad and they should all be talking nice about me. Just like Papa completed. I just thought that was interesting. We had just completed a quest for him last season, and he had another quest this season, which was kind of cool. I was hoping that it was going to be something other than just, one of the random side quests or whatever. But anyway, like I had mentioned in the last episode, I am going to be redoing my lumber village, my woodcutting village. I just don't like the layout. I thought I was going to like the location. It's just not working well for me there. I have actually started placing new buildings up here behind Denica and west of the big lake in the center of the map. So I am going to adjust this village and just bring it up the road a little bit. Found a nice little area over here, and I'll head over there in just a second and show you guys what I'm starting to do. But I only had like 10 buildings to play with before I got to start taking some of this other stuff down because I just can't build the whole thing and then take this stuff down because I don't have enough buildings left in my allotment because I can only have, where's my management? See, I can only have 130 buildings and I've got 129 built. However, I do have a couple of caves, or excuse me, a couple of mines that are built in the caves that I can remove. Like I've got one over here, I've got one here, I've got one here in the center of the map. I've got one over east of Hornica. And then, of course, I've got the one that's at our main village. I believe I know I've got 3 people working this. Now, granted, I've still got a lot of ladies who are mothers, raising the children. I got a few ladies that are currently pregnant. Where is that? All the mood is down. I had an event pop up to where the only option was mood loss. Everybody lost 10 mood during season change, which is no big deal. That'll go back up. This guy is very unhappy, but he's the last guy to join. He's the last guy to join the village, I believe. So that's why his is so low, because he was up at 38%, but it went down 10%. Let's see, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, the statuses. Let's look at that and see how many. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 ladies that are currently pregnant that will be mothers starting the next season. And I don't know. Yeah, see, she already has one child. One child. Most of these ladies that are in their 30s all have one child. Now, she is having her first child. Yeah, one child. She's going to be having her first child. And she is going to be having her first child. So I've got, 3 ladies that are going to be having their first children. So they'll still be able to have another child in a couple of years. So we've still got a population that is growing for sure. So I've talked about redoing a lot of the things in my different villages and stuff. But let me head over to where the woodcutting. Where you at there, Miss Donkey? Yes, ma'am. Miss Donkey's getting on up there too. How old is Miss Donkey now? Let's see. Let's go into donkeys. She's 9.25 years old right now. Very nice. Got a lot of animals and stuff. I don't have, not all of the buildings, the animal buildings, are occupied with workers because I have people that are mothers and stuff, and that's what their job is. And I'm not too terribly worried about that. But let me head over to the new woodcutting village, and I'll kind of show you that real quick. Alrighty, this is going to be the new location for our woodcutting village. As you can see, I've kind of got a major road cut through. I've got some buildings that are placed already. And hang on, let me hop off. I'll kind of show you what's going on here. So I'm planning on this here being the tavern, and probably going to have maybe a couple of tables or something here in the front. I've got these 2 spots right here are set up to be my market stalls for the village, because each village has 2 market stalls. Then I've got a kitchen here and food storage here. And then I've got the resource storage here. Now I've got 3 houses already placed back here, because obviously I'm going to need to be moving people over here. But I've got 3 houses placed here, but I'm not 100% sure that those are going to stay there. I may end up coming down here a little bit and putting houses back over here. Because it's a nice big area. It's semi-flat. Now granted, I'm kind of drops off right here. It kind of drops off a little bit. Who is that? One of my villagers heading off somewhere. I don't know. But anyway, this is going to be the new location for my woodcutting village, and I'll be working on that a little bit between episodes here and there. And I'll give you guys little updates about that. I don't necessarily want to really bore you watching me build stuff. I mean, this isn't a stream. This is just an upload. So, so anyway, this is the new area. This is kind of what I've got planned. I'm not sure what I want to do back here, I thought about maybe doing kind of a more private sitting area back here. So maybe have a little gate or something. It would be fenced in with some tables and lights and stuff like that. Maybe one of those big stone campfires or something in there. I don't know. I'll play with that a little bit. But now that I'm thinking about it, I think I do want to move those houses back out this direction. So we'll almost have like a little subdivision back in this area. It'll be nothing but houses, and I'll have production and food and everything up here near the roadway. Kind of an idea of like, travelers coming down the road, they'll have the market stalls and the tavern. They can stop and, get refreshments and get supplies or something. Not that the travelers stop to do any of that, but it's kind of that idea. Then I think this season as well, I'm going to start changing some of the crops. So if I open up my little management screen here, I can kind of show you some of my crops. So I've got the carrots and beetroot. This crop is going to go away. I'm going to keep the flax. I'm going to keep the oat and the rye, and I'm definitely going to keep the wheat. I think all of the others are going to go away. I'm going to replace them with more wheat and more flax. Right now, the oat and rye is doing just fine making the animal feed for all of the animals. Now, once I have all of my workers in those animal buildings, I may have to increase my oat and rye production. So I may end up having to go one field oat, one field rye. It's kind of a testing process because since I started bringing villagers in, I haven't had a slowdown of my population. So once my population levels out, everybody's had their 2 children and all that good stuff, then that's going to let me know what I need to do as far as the oat and rye field, as to whether I need to increase the production size of those 2 fields. But for now, I am no longer producing. Let me go into a kitchen here. Let's go to production. Do this. I know there's nobody in here, but I'm just using this as a visual. So I was producing stew and meat and gravy for my villagers to eat. But now I've reached a point, especially with the windmill, I'm producing nothing but flatbread for food. And the flatbread, I can feed my entire 5 villages, the 157 people in my village, off of 110, 111? Hang on, I gotta check my notes. I was figuring this out last night. 110 wheat grain. 110 wheat grain I can feed my villages for a day. So that's actually not too bad. And I've currently got some 2,000 wheat grain in my resource storage. So I've been collecting an abundance of it anyway. So that's why I'm actually dropping the meat and gravy and the stew. And I'm also going to be dropping the... what am I trying to think of? Oh, the carrots and cabbage as well. The supply of those. I've also stopped having my hunters supply meat because I'm not using any meat for any of the meals right now, and I need to go out and actually do hunting because my hunting skill is still at a 7, and it's the only one that is at 7. So I'm going to go out and actually start doing hunting. You can see some of these others here I click on. They're all maxed out. My hunting skill is the only one that's not maxed out. So I've got to actually take Rasimir out and actually do some hunting sessions to increase that so I can max that skill out and have all 6 skills maxed. And then what I can do is I can actually just turn around. I can turn that meat into roasted meat and then throw it in the food storage and let my market stalls sell those throughout the next years or whatever I have that meat available for them. But this is going to kind of, I wanted to try and streamline my villages and stuff and my production and all of that. That way it's a little easier for me to maintain everything. I had thought about doing like the berry pie. The cherry pie. I thought about doing the cherry pie because the cherry pie actually gives you 100 food. And as far as I can tell, it's the only meal that actually gives you 100 food. Yes, I know, Miss Donkey. But it requires, it's like 15 cherries and 5 eggs or something, and then it requires buckets of water and I believe flour. I want to say it's 5 flour or something. It just seemed like it was a lot of production items to reach that 100% food, is where I think there are some other items, even like the flatbread. So the flatbread, I believe, takes 8. Double click that, go into here. So you can see here the flatbread takes 8 flour and 3 buckets of water to produce that. And the flatbread gives you, I believe, 40. Let me double check. Consumables. This stuff is not in alphabetical order. Flatbread is 45 food. I thought about doing the flatbread with the onion, but it's only plus 5 more food, and it takes 5 onion and the flatbread stuff to make. So 1 onion is worth 4 food. So you're wasting so many, plus food items because you're putting 5 onion just to make the 1 flatbread, and that's a waste of plus food. You'd be better off not making the flatbread with onion and just do the flatbread and leave the onion in your food storage and let them eat those. Now, the problem with doing stuff like that is the villagers aren't really selective on how they eat your items. Matter of fact, let me go back into here. Where's the management? This kind of turned into an episode, but it seems to be that it's almost a guide. But anyway, so the food items, you can actually tell your villagers what they can and can't eat under this little tab here, which is the people demand control. But they eat, you see the priority. So they eat the stuff that's the lowest, obviously the lowest number priority. So as far as them eating onions over, say, the flatbread, they're going to eat what is first on this list or highest on this list first. So here's flatbread right there. Where's onion? Onion is going to be way down the list here. So they're going to continue to eat the flatbread, and if you're producing enough flatbread for them to eat it, they'll never eat the onion. So there's no sense in me producing onion in this aspect. And I can feed all 5 villages with so little wheat grain each day that it doesn't make sense for me to make an onion field. Now granted, obviously, if I wanted to do a variety of foods and stuff, which I'm not really concerned about right now, I might do it later once everybody's had their 2 children and people aren't leaving their workstations, to have children or be mothers or something like that. It'll be a lot easier to start incorporating some of the different meal items. But as far as sustaining the village and stuff, making some of these just isn't really beneficial, because you can actually not make the items, not make the meals, leave the items for the meals, and the individual items still produce more food, plus food for the villagers, as opposed to lumping them all together into a meal, because then the meal subsequently just wouldn't, the food value doesn't match up properly, I don't think. But that's here and there. So I'm producing the flatbread. I've got the water skins. Any of the other items that I've been producing, I'm actually selling now. Let me see if I can kind of show you. Let's see. That's not what I wanted. I want to go to storage. Close that. Go to storage. Let's go to a food storage here. So I've still got all of my trees and stuff. So I'm producing the apples and the pears and the plums and the hops and all that good stuff. I don't know if I'm going to get rid of those or not, because I like the idea of having those trees. But I may end up changing it up. I might actually plant some of the cherry trees to see how many cherries I'm starting to produce each season, or each year, I guess I should say, because they don't produce every season. To see how feasible it is to maybe make the cherry pies. But I've got beetroots. I'm selling all of these right now in my market stalls just to get them out of the inventory to clean this up. I've been collecting mushrooms, but they sit in here and they just rot. I don't do anything with them. I don't make any potions right now. Matter of fact, I don't know that I've used but just a couple of potions in the 10 years that this season 5 has been running. I don't use them that often. I don't need to, for whatever reason. Probably because I range shoot everything and I don't necessarily melee anything. I don't know. Maybe I should start doing that. But anyway, I've rambled along too far anyway as it is. But you can see I got so much cabbage. I don't have to leave stuff on the ground anymore for it to rot. It literally rots in my food storage, and I have so much. There's 5,800 rot. That's my guy that's making fertilizer. He's never going to be without a job. There's so much rot in there right now, and I've got so much fertilizer. Let's go to the resource storage real quick. Let's see the fertilizer. Where's that at? Fertilizer. I got 2,800 fertilizer. Like, that's just an absurd amount of fertilizer, even for the crops that I have. And they're just constantly producing it every day. See, I've got 1,386 flaxseed. 7,500 feathers. I've got a ton of stuff. So I need to start, doing more with some of these items or stop collecting them. It's kind of the one or the other kind of a thing, because it's just cluttering up stuff. Now, I know that like these chicory and things like that, I haven't done a whole lot with the decorations in the game that have been added, which I want to play around with those, but I kind of want to get my villages set so I don't have to worry about whether I like the village and the way it's laid out, like the lumber village. I want to get that one done, and it's over and I can start decorating stuff, because I get to where I worry too much about the different aspects in the game, and then also trying to maintain broken buildings and stuff, which my builder is doing great. Let's see, services, builder hut. I have the one builder's hut, and he seems to be able to keep up on all of the buildings. As long as I have the materials to fix them, he usually keeps up on them. Matter of fact, I want to say at season change, there were, 10 buildings that he completed last season. So I haven't had an issue with him not being able to keep up with the building repair. But anyway, we got my son a hammer today, which hopefully he doesn't smash his thumb using or playing with. And I've kind of shown you some more of what I plan on doing with my villages and the new location for my lumberjack village and everything, which I'm going to start working on and taking down some of the old buildings and moving people over here and getting that going. And hopefully in the next episode, I'll have an update for this little lumberjack village for you then as well. But anyway, if you folks are enjoying these episodes, definitely hit that like button. If you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. I greatly appreciate it. Miss Donkey would appreciate it. Feel free to follow me and join me at Buy Me a Coffee, Facebook, Twitter, my Discord. All of those links are in the description below. Reddit. So feel free to join me and follow me at those locations. And we will see you folks in the next one. You take care and happy hunting.